9 months. That's how long it took Nvidia to accomplish something most experts said would take years: manufacturing the world's most advanced AI chip entirely on American soil. Not a prototype, not a limited run. Full volume production of the Blackwell chip, the fastest AI processor ever created, now rolling off assembly lines in Arizona. This wasn't just a business decision, this was a fundamental shift in how America approaches technology manufacturing, national security, and the global AI race. And it happened at a speed that seemed impossible until it was done. Nvidia just crossed another milestone that captures headlines for different reasons: a $5 trillion market valuation, the first company in history to reach that threshold. But the real story isn't the stock price, it's what's driving that valuation. Hundreds of billions of dollars are flooding into AI infrastructure right now, and NVIDIA sits at the center of the largest technology build out in modern history.
The company's CEO Jensen Huang didn't mince words about what's happening. This is an industrial revolution. This is the most important technology of our time, potentially the most important technology of all time, and the numbers support that claim. The Blackwell chip represents NVIDIA's most significant technical achievement. It's designed specifically for AI workloads, processing the massive calculations required to train and run large language models, autonomous systems, and enterprise AI applications. Until recently, these chips were manufactured exclusively in Taiwan through partnership with TSMC. Bringing that production to American soil required solving immense logistical challenges. Semiconductor fabrication represents one of the most complex manufacturing processes humans have developed. Clean rooms must maintain near-perfect conditions. Equipment costs millions of dollars per unit. Supply chains involve hundreds of specialized components. The skill requirements span from mechanical engineers to electricians to construction workers who understand tolerances measured in nanometers. Huang described the effort. The workers worked incredibly hard. The mechanical engineers, the electricians, the plumbers, the construction workers, they all worked around the clock. 9 months later, we're now in volume production of the most advanced AI chip in the world. That timeline is extraordinary. Major semiconductor facilities typically require 3 to 5 years from groundbreaking to production. Nvidia, in partnership with TSMC, Foxconn, and other manufacturers, compressed that timeline to 9 months through intensive coordination and round-the-clock operations. The cost implications are significant. Manufacturing in the United States costs more than Taiwan, at least initially. Huang acknowledged this directly. It is more expensive to do it in the United States, but we're going to get better over time. The first facility of its kind always carries premium costs, but he emphasized the calculation goes beyond immediate expenses. National security benefits justify higher costs. When your most critical technology depends on manufacturing facilities in geopolitically sensitive regions, you face strategic vulnerability. Supply chain resilience becomes a national priority. A crisis in Taiwan could instantly disrupt the entire global AI industry if production remained concentrated there. Job creation represents another major factor. Huang estimates this shift could eventually create millions of high-quality jobs, not just in chip manufacturing, but across the entire AI infrastructure ecosystem. These aren't minimum wage positions. They're skilled trades requiring specialized training, from semiconductor technicians to AI system engineers to robotics specialists. The timing connects to broader industrial strategy. America spent decades offshoring manufacturing, optimizing for cost efficiency while sacrificing domestic capability. The result: dependence on foreign supply chains for critical technologies. Reversing that trend requires accepting higher initial costs for long-term strategic benefits. Nvidia's announcement came alongside a cascade of other major deals that reveal how AI infrastructure is reshaping entire industries. The company announced a $1 billion investment in Nokia for a 2% stake, focusing on 6G network development. AI systems will require massively upgraded telecommunications infrastructure to handle data flows. Partnership with the Department of Energy will create 7 new AI supercomputers dedicated to scientific research and energy applications. These aren't commercial data centers. They're government facilities for climate modeling, nuclear research, materials science, and other computationally intensive fields where AI can accelerate discovery. In healthcare, Nvidia partnered with Eli Lilly on drug discovery applications. AI can analyze molecular interactions, predict protein folding, and identify drug candidates far faster than traditional methods. This could compress pharmaceutical development timelines from decades to years. The Palantir partnership focuses on enterprise AI, bringing advanced systems into corporate and government operations for data analysis, logistics optimization, and decision support. The Uber collaboration targets autonomous vehicle fleets, specifically robotaxi services that combine AI navigation with real-time mapping and route optimization. Each partnership represents a different vertical where AI transforms fundamental operations, but they all require the same foundation: massive computational infrastructure powered by advanced chips running specialized software. This is why Huang describes what's happening as a decade-long build-out rather than a short-term trend. The platform shift from traditional computing to AI-driven systems is just beginning. Companies across every industry are realizing they need AI capabilities to remain competitive. The investment scale is staggering. Hundreds of billions of dollars are flowing into AI infrastructure, data centers, chip manufacturing, power generation, networking equipment, specialized software, and talent acquisition. This isn't speculative bubble investment. Companies are generating real revenue and, increasingly, real profits from AI applications. Huang emphasized this point. We're seeing the fastest growing companies in the world, these software and AI companies, just growing and generating so much revenues. And now they're profitable, really generating AI in a profitable way. That profitability matters enormously. During the dot-com bubble, massive investment flowed into internet infrastructure before viable business models existed. Many companies burned through billions without ever generating sustainable revenue. The crash that followed nearly destroyed the entire sector. AI infrastructure investment is different. Companies are already using these systems productively. Customer service automation saves money immediately. Drug discovery accelerates timelines. Manufacturing optimization reduces waste. Logistics planning improves efficiency. These aren't future promises. They're current applications generating measurable returns. The market clearly believes this build-out will continue. Nvidia's $5 trillion valuation reflects expectations that AI infrastructure spending will grow for years, perhaps decades. Every major technology company is racing to deploy AI capabilities. Every industry is exploring applications. Governments worldwide are funding research and development. But valuation also creates questions. At $5 trillion, Nvidia is worth more than most countries' entire economies. The UK, India, and Japan all have smaller GDPs. Is that sustainable? Can any single company justify that value long term? Huang's answer focuses on the transformative nature of what's happening. This isn't incremental improvement to existing technology. It's a fundamental platform shift comparable to the introduction of personal computers or the internet. Those transitions took decades to fully unfold and created trillions in economic value. AI could be even larger. The competitive dynamics also matter. Nvidia currently dominates AI chip manufacturing with estimated market share above 80%, but that position isn't guaranteed. Competitors are developing alternatives. Tech giants like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft are designing custom chips for their own data centers. China represents another complex factor. Until recently, Nvidia held 95% market share in the Chinese AI chip market. Export restrictions implemented over recent years reduced that to essentially zero. China responded by accelerating domestic semiconductor development. They now manufacture millions of AI chips independently. This creates interesting strategic questions. Does restricting chip exports slow China's AI development or simply push them towards self-sufficiency? Do American companies benefit from participating in Chinese markets and setting global standards, or does that transfer technology advantage to strategic competitors? Huang made his position clear. Previous restrictions really backfired by conceding the world's second-largest technology market while failing to significantly slow Chinese AI advancement. He argued for policies enabling American companies to compete globally rather than retreating from major markets. These are genuinely difficult questions without obvious answers. National security concerns are real, technology transfer risks exist, but so do the costs of ceding massive markets to competitors. The optimal balance remains subject to legitimate debate. What's undeniable is that AI infrastructure build-out is accelerating regardless of geopolitical complications. The technology delivers real value across too many applications for development to slow. Companies, governments, and researchers worldwide are racing to deploy AI capabilities. Nvidia sits at the center of that race because they produce the specialized hardware that makes modern AI possible. Graphics processing units originally designed for rendering video game graphics turned out to be exceptionally well suited for the parallel calculations AI requires. Nvidia recognized this opportunity early and built an entire ecosystem, hardware, software, developer tools, around AI applications. That ecosystem creates powerful network effects. Once developers learn Nvidia's tools and build applications on their platform, switching to alternatives becomes costly. More developers mean more applications, which attract more users, which justify more investment, which enables better technology. The cycle reinforces itself. Breaking that cycle requires competitors to offer substantially superior alternatives, not just marginally better performance, but transformative improvements that justify switching costs. That's an enormous barrier to overcome, especially when the incumbent continues advancing rapidly. The Arizona manufacturing facility represents another element of that strategy. Domestic production provides supply chain security, yes, but it also demonstrates capability to governments and enterprise customers concerned about geopolitical risk. When Nvidia can say, "We manufacture in America," that opens doors that might otherwise remain closed. The broader question is whether America can rebuild industrial capacity that's eroded over decades. Semiconductor manufacturing is just one piece. AI infrastructure requires advanced manufacturing across multiple domains: server hardware, networking equipment, power systems, cooling infrastructure, facility construction. Huang's optimism about job creation reflects belief that this build-out creates opportunities across skill levels. Not everyone needs a PhD in computer science. The industry needs electricians who understand data center power systems, construction workers who can build to exacting specifications, technicians who maintain equipment, and countless other roles.
Whether that optimism proves justified depends on sustained investment, workforce development, and policy stability. But the initial moves suggest serious commitment. When the world's most valuable company brings its most advanced manufacturing back to American soil in 9 months, that's not a publicity stunt. That's strategic repositioning. The AI revolution is happening. The question isn't whether this technology will transform industries, it's whether American companies will lead that transformation or watch from the sidelines. NVIDIA's Arizona facility and the hundreds of billions flowing into AI infrastructure suggests the race is very much on.